this episode, I befriend a snake, find a tower, and run over my brand new GoPro. Well, hello there. It's been too long. Today we're going back up to Oklahoma to go camping this time. Last time we went, we just drove around and I didn't stop to camp. Probably should have camped here, but I would have been by myself and it's a little spooky for me. So I figured I'd change that since the weather is nice finally. And so now let's look at some scenery. The main reason that I wanted to get back up to this area of Oklahoma is, number one, it's public land that you can drive across, which there isn't much around where I live. And number two, it's a hotbed for the goings-on of a certain mysterious creature that I don't name. In these woods, you hear a branch break and you're like, oh, but that was a monster maybe. So, you know, it kind of makes it a little more fun to go camping. I just turned on the K Trail just south of Talihina off of Indian Highway. I think this is primarily used by people on side-by-sides. Though last time we did see that ranger pulling a trailer with a flat tire. You never know what to expect. It could be anything because most vehicles can make it down here. It's really neat to drive 4 hours and be up in these large hills, small mountains, compared to 12 hours to get to Colorado. But besides, there's, you know, these are only 2,000, 3,000 feet high. Besides that difference, another big difference going through here that I've noticed is the private property signs on trees on the side. You can stay on the trail, but basically to either side of it is private property. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. You really can't. There's no fences, so you can't really tell. Whereas in Colorado, you get in those national parks and it's all public land. I think I found the perfect little camp spot finally. It's at a high point to where the trees are kind of sparse. It's flat up here. You can see down in the valley, which is amazing. It's off the K Trail about 75 yards. So we're gonna hunker down here on the rocks. All right, I got the tiniest little fire going here. And that'll allow me to boil some water for dinner. Well, it's been really, besides all the insects chirping, it's been really quiet. So I think it's like 8:30 right now. I'm gonna let this fire die down and then go to sleep. And I will talk to you if something happens or when we get back on the trail. Good night and good luck. Good morning to you. Here we are. Nothing happened last night except for some critter was scratching at my tent, but it was probably a squirrel. Mr. Foote didn't show up in the camp, and there were no off-roaders drove by at all. Matter of fact, I didn't see not one yesterday, the entire day. And I'm gonna pack up, or I'm gonna head down the trail and see what's left for us. So I hope you're up and ready. Get your stuff and put it in my car. So as I'm coming to the end of this stretch of the K-Trail, some notes for you guys would be, it's more of how slow you go rather than you having to put in four-wheel drive. And it's just kind of like jagged rocks that aren't too big, that most any vehicle with any kind of clearance can handle. And be prepared to be on this sucker for 4 hours. Just this one stretch of it, you know, from highway to highway. So far I've done 2 stretches of the K-Trail, and I think I've got 1 to go. I mean, it's so rocky. Don't get run over. Oh, there he goes. That's creepy. Glad I didn't stay down here somewhere last night. I wouldn't have been dealing with Bigfoot. It'd been something else. So here's the Watchtower on the K-Trail that I was talking about, and I can see why there wouldn't be anybody up in it. It's seen better days. Climb up there. I'm sure people do, but it's a little rickety. It's like missing half of the floor. I was just kidding. It's perfectly fine. Besides, you know, everything is probably 70 years old. Well, I sure enjoyed this little trip with you guys, and I hope you did too. And, you know, maybe let's do it again sometime. Let's go to maybe a different part of the K-Trail or Big Bend. You want to do Big Bend? Let's do that. Until next time, every time.